All right, today we're diving into the ancient book of Joel. It is a short book, but man, is it intense. It kicks off with one of the most terrifying natural disasters you can imagine and ends with a promise that, honestly, changes everything. So let's get right into it.
So the book just throws you right in with this horrifying image. I mean, listen to that. It's not just a bad harvest. It's wave after wave after wave of insects just devouring everything in sight. It's a picture of complete systematic devastation where literally nothing is left.
And this catastrophe immediately brings up a huge question that really drives the whole story. What if this isn't just random? What if this plague is actually a message? For the prophet Joel, answering that is the key to understanding everything that's happening.
Okay, first up, a land under siege. This part of the story paints a picture of a national crisis, so deep, so profound, that no one has ever seen anything like it before. And get this, it wasn't just one swarm of locusts. No, the text describes 4 distinct, relentless waves of insects. As you can see, each one comes along and just eats whatever the previous one left behind. It's this vision of a layered, inescapable, and just total destruction. The impact is, well, catastrophic. You have to remember, for ancient Israel, the vine and the fig tree weren't just plants. They were symbols of prosperity, of God's blessing. So seeing them wiped out was way more than just about economy. It meant the food supply was gone, and as the text says so powerfully, even joy itself had withered away. And the crisis went even deeper. The devastation was so absolute that there were no crops or wine left for offerings at the temple. I mean, think about that. The entire system of national worship just stopped. The disaster wasn't just physical, it severed the people's core connection to their religious life.
And this is where Joel connects this insane locust plague to something much, much bigger. He introduces this key prophetic idea of the day of the Lord. He's warning the people, hey, you think this is bad? This is just an appetizer. This is just a small taste of a much greater divine judgment that's coming. A day when God is going to intervene directly in history.
So, facing this disaster, what's the solution? Well, the prophet offers a very specific diagnosis, and more importantly, a powerful prescription for what to do next. This right here, this is the absolute heart of the book. It's a call for repentance, but a very specific kind of repentance. Rend your heart and not your garments. That single phrase basically captures the entire message of Joel. So let's break that down, because it's a really crucial distinction. See, in that culture, tearing your clothes was a common outward sign of grief or distress. But Joel says God isn't interested in the external show. He wants something deeper, a genuine internal change of heart, a real shift in direction. It's the difference between just looking sorry and actually being sorry. A call for authenticity over performance that honestly feels incredibly modern. And this was a call for absolutely everyone. It was a national summons with the priests leading the charge. The text is so clear. Elders, children, even a bride and groom on their wedding day were told to stop what they were doing and join in. No one was exempt from this.
So, how does God respond to this national plea for genuine change? This brings us to the story's incredible turning point, which focuses on an amazing promise of restoration.
And here it is. This is one of the most powerful promises in the whole story. God doesn't just say he'll stop the plague. He promises to restore the years that were lost. Just think about that. This implies a restoration so complete, it literally makes up for all the devastation that came before. So, what does this restoration look like? Well, it's total. The land is healed, so prosperity comes back. The people are healed, their shame is removed, and their joy returns. And crucially, their relationship with God is renewed, so worship can begin again. But all of this is building up to the promise of a completely new spiritual era. And this is the climax of the promise. The prophet looks ahead to a time when God's Spirit would be poured out on everyone, not just on special people like prophets or kings, but on sons and daughters, the old and the young. It's a prophecy about a radical democratization of God's presence among his people. It's a total game changer. This leads right to this famous verse, one you'll see quoted later in the New Testament. And the key word here is whosoever. The invitation to be saved, to be delivered, is extended universally to anyone who calls on God. It's really the ultimate expression of grace following repentance. All right, for our final section, the focus zooms way, way out, from just one nation to a final cosmic judgment that involves all the nations of the world.
The setting for this final act is a symbolic place called the Valley of Jehoshaphat, and its name literally means the Lord judges. The prophecy describes God gathering all the nations right here to hold them accountable, specifically for how they treated his people.
This place is also called the Valley of Decision. But here's a key point. It's not about people making a decision. It's about God making one. This is the place of his final, decisive, and totally inescapable verdict.
And this slide really captures the two sides of that final day. For the nations being judged, God is a terrifying force. The Lord roars, and the heavens and earth shake. But for his own people, at that exact same moment, he is a refuge, a safe place, a source of strength. He is both judge and protector at the same time. So we're left with this really powerful final thought. The book of Joel presents God as both a consuming fire against injustice and a safe harbor for those who turn to him. And it leaves us to think about what it means for the same God to be the source of both fierce, world-shaking judgment and absolute total safety.